Hello there everyone and welcome to a brand new video. This is a show called Cybertronian Chats with Jetfire. I am your host, Jetfire, but some of you will know me as SFM, and here we are inside of VRChat. Now, some of you may have seen the Transformers VRChat experience video I posted the other day, and the responses were great and the interaction on the video was awesome. So thank you to those who watched and enjoyed it. It was a very fun video to make. So here we are doing another one with a bit of a different premise. VRChat has many different types of people hanging around the thousands of worlds, but this one world I found brings in a few kindred spirits of mine. Bio's G1 Avatar world was my first step into the world of Transformers VRChat, and may have been for many others. Every experience I've had on there has ranged from chill to absolute chaos, which is the most enjoyable part, and really captures the good of VRChat. My only odd experience was seeing the main character of One Piece run around with a 12-inch throbber. But enough of that. You saw the title of the video, which means you know what's coming. Today, I'll be interviewing 4 players from the Transformers VRChat community, and we're going to be hearing their stories and what the experience means to them. First up, we're going to be taking a trip to Kaon to visit a Decepticon. Hiya, and welcome. We have Yeet McGee with us here. So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello. I am Yeet McGee. I am currently part of a small Transformers Discord server and on VRChat as well. I am one of the 4 founders, and at this very moment, I'd say it is well moderated. So if you'd like to join, feel free to add me, and we can invite you in.
Awesome. Well, so as you know, I've got a few questions here for you that I've written down. So nothing too personal, nothing too weird. We're just gonna go through and talk about Transformers VR chatting as a general topic, and see what your thoughts are on it. Is that cool?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. So, first of all, I've got to ask this question: when did you become a Transformers fan?
A lot, longer than I can remember. I've been a Transformers fan since I was introduced to it, and that was when I 5, 6, maybe. It's
Wow.
been a long time. I know Transformers been a big part of my life.
Yeah, same here. A big part of all our lives, I can imagine. So, that leads me on to my second question, which the two of them will slowly come together soon. When did you start playing VRChat?
I don't remember the exact date, but I know it was only a couple of years ago. I started playing because a friend had invited me to play, and slowly over time I started to get more and more into it. I wasn't even a VR user at the start. I was a desktop user, but eventually I wanted VR. I got VR, and now here we are on VRChat with the VR headset, making tons of friends.
Which headset do you use?
I use Oculus Quest 2, but I am on virtual desktop, which allows me to connect to my PC and use Steam VR through that method.
Yeah, that's what I use a similar thing, but I use the Quest Link cable, just because it's like, I don't know. So, okay, that brings the 2 questions together then. When did you start taking part in Transformers VR chatting in, the sort of Transformers worlds and all that sort of thing?
It wasn't my first thought, but I think I'd probably have to say maybe a couple months or maybe even a year after I was first introduced to it.
Okay. So, what made you want to join and start playing on Transformers servers?
That was a recent development, not maybe about a month or 2 ago. Like I said, it's a small server. But I was hanging out with a buddy of mine who was also a Transformers fan. We went into a Spider Lair world. We met a couple of other Transformers fans, and they wanted to start a server, and they'd asked for our help. And me and my buddy were like, sure, why not? Created a server.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned your Discord server, the Transformers Universe Discord server. So, what is it about? What do you guys do on there? And tell us a bit about how it came to be.
After it formed, we start with the basic, made the Discord server. But for what it's about, it is basically you can like a massive RP sort of thing. you're able to join and pick whatever character you like as long as it's a Transformers character. And it can be from any continuities, the Shattered Glass comics, IDW comics, the Transformers Prime series, or Robots in Disguise, any continuity you can imagine, we allow it. Typically, what we do is run sorts of events. Sometimes we're watching stuff. Sometimes we're running PvP events in these PvP worlds where you can pick up the guns in the world and shoot the other enemies with it. It's not exactly fully fleshed out at the moment. I will say that we're still working on the specific and details of that.
It seems like a lot of fun. I've been in the server for a little bit, which is obviously how I came to, how I came to bring you here today. And I will say it's got a lot. How many people in the server now? Do you know?
I think I know it's over 100. I can check right now.
Wow.
I'll check later. I don't want to waste time. But it has over 100 last I checked.
So, how did you come to pull a lot of these people in? I mean, I was brought into it from being on Bio's G1 Avatar World. Is that where most of the people were found, or is it other places? Or?
The majority of the members were typically found throughout various Transformers Avatar worlds. So the Vakash Avatar creator, the Fall of Cybertron one, the G1 Bio Caesar's world. Is that how you pronounce his name? We also found some others through more smaller known Transformers world, like the Transformers Prime base, the Transformers Prime's avatars, etc. Pretty much any Transformers Avatar world or just Transformers world in general. We'll probably join them, say hi to the people, and then after we've made our presence known, we'll probably invite them and see what their thoughts are.
Yeah, that's that's pretty much the experience that I had when I met one of your other sort of co-owners, co-founders. It's interesting. So also on the server, you main Shattered Glass Soundwave. Is there a particular reason why you main Shattered Glass Soundwave, or do you just like him, or?
I like Shattered Glass Soundwave because he inspires me to be what I want to be when I reach a certain age. I would like to be a psychiatrist or a therapist, as more commonly known. And, well, to put it simply, Shattered Glass Soundwave is essentially a battle therapy. His entire purpose is checking in on the troops in the war and making sure that they're okay mental-wise. And it's what I'd like to be when I grow up, or something along that line. I like helping people mentally because, if I'm going to be honest, helping people physically disgusts me. I cannot stand being a physical physician. So, but I'm good with my words. I'm pretty good with my. I can, I guess, calm people, and I've been told I'm really good at listening. So a therapist is pretty much the main reason why I'd like Shattered Glass Soundwave.
That is way more in depth and way more like. That is. I was like, I'm gonna be honest to you, and no disrespect to you. I was expecting. He's a cool color, because that's what most people would go for. That's like, but that's a really smart and intelligent reason. I thank you for sharing that. That was really sweet, actually.
Of course.
That's taken me aback. Oh, oh damn. Okay, right. So that's honestly surprised me. That was very heartfelt and genuine. So, another question I got is obviously, what is your favorite form of Transformers media? Like the movies, the games, anything like that?
That would be Transformers Prime, the series. It is my childhood. I have watched it so many times. I can essentially watch the first 10 seconds of an episode and decipher the entire plot of the episode. I have rewatched that entire show a lot throughout my childhood. It is ingrained in my head, so it's not surprising.
I've seen it quite a few times as well. To be honest, it's very good. I can understand why you like it. you mentioned obviously that you co-own the Transformers Universe Discord server, and
Mm-hmm.
with owning a Discord server, there has to be a level of moderation, and making sure people play nice, for lack of a better term. So, a question is, how do you contribute to fostering a positive and inclusive environment within Transformers, not just on the Discord server, but in VR chat as well? How do you contribute to that?
Well, typically I like keeping a positive attitude myself. Sometimes I tend to match the personality of whatever world I'm in. So if it's chaotic, I'll probably be chaotic with them. If it's neutral or a little bit calmer, I'll probably stay calm myself. And it's the same thing with the Transformers server, and that's why I tend to get along with so many people. As for keeping the peace, that would be mostly just because I'm always keeping an eye on the Discord server. I'm always checking it, seeing what's new, making sure no one's being disrespected or harassed. Um, and it's I like keeping. I've been to a server. It's not my only time being a moderator. I've been a moderator for other servers, and unfortunately, I was once a part of a server where the moderation was bad, and I've seen it fall apart really fast. So I do my best to be my best moderator and keep the server peaceful, and also giving my thoughts to the other moderators and admins and founders about certain channels or certain members and seeing what their thoughts on it. It's mostly just do my best to make it a team effort in the server instead of doing everything myself.
Yeah, that seems doing everything as a team is obviously going to be the better way of working, to make sure everything is kept nice and chill. Um, no one likes drama.
Mm-hmm.
So
No.
So another question I have now is: do you have any memorable experiences or interactions with anyone online in VR chat? Through Transformers itself. Like, is there any friends you made or anything like that?
More than I can count, if I'm being honest. I have a really good memory in the long run, so I'm really good at remembering most of my experiences. But if you'd like to know something specific, um, that's actually kind of difficult. I guess I can name one of the few times I've run a PvP event. I will say some of the members were quite difficult to work with because not everyone likes being quiet and listening. Everybody when they join an event, they're ready to go out and do stuff. They're ready to have fun, and obviously to make sure everyone's having fun, I have to make sure that everyone knows the rules, knows how to play, knows basically how to basically have fun essentially. That's the best way to word it. And obviously some members don't have a lot of patience, and I will admit even I've lost my cool trying to work with them because we do have some children in the server, and they're not exactly the most mature people. I'm not going to name any names, but we do have quite the children in the server because we open to let everyone in.
Yeah, no, I can imagine it gets quite difficult. So obviously, like, it sticks to Discords like TOS. They're only like 13 and above, really, aren't they? They're not like stupidly long. Stupidly
They
long.
are the majority of them. The majority of them are 13 above, I believe. There's one that I think is 13, I believe. I won't again. I'm not gonna names. I I don't know all the ages of my members because it's typically I have a lot of other things on my mind other than keep track of everyone's age. I'm actually in the middle of organizing the server at the moment. I'm trying because I will admit it's a mess. It's a slight mess. So I'm having to organize all the characters, make sure not one character is chosen twice because I know everybody wants some characters, others want this character as well. So I'm having to basically organize the entire thing.
Yeah, I've seen like the list and stuff you put together of all the taken characters, and things like that. So you're doing good. You're doing good. So another question is then, how has being a part of the Transformers VRChat community impacted your overall experience with VRChat as a whole? And has it helped you sort of come out of your shell a little bit more, like, or anything like that? Has it been a positive experience or mostly negative? Or
I'd say it's been a majorly positive experience because it inspired me to stick up for myself and stick up for others, because not everyone has the skin to stick up for themselves. And I tried, and it inspired me, it basically forced me to get up and do something instead of just sitting by and idly letting the chaos happen. So I'd say it's been a mostly positive experience. As for VR chat in general, I'd say it hasn't really changed my perspective on that much, because I would say this VR chat is a mixed bag. Some people have really bad experiences with it, and some people have really good experiences with it. For me, I'm in the middle. I've had bad, I've had really good. So it hasn't really changed my perspective on all that. If I had to describe VR chat in total, my controllers. If I had to describe VR chat in total, I'd say you make really good friends, but eventually, once you start hanging out with them more and more, and there comes a point where the drama catches up. And now, once the drama is finished, now you're not in a good mood, because the drama's been there, it's done, and that's what VR chat is. It's a curse you get. You start out really happy in the beginning, then something happens, and then now you're kind of not in a good mood. That's the best way I can describe VR chat.
yeah, I thankfully haven't had much of that issue. I mean, I've only been playing VRChat for a couple of weeks, so I haven't had. I'm a noob, as the kids say. But hopefully nothing negative happens. So apart from the Transformers Discord server that you co-founded, are there any other like Transformers related projects you're a part of, like short films, YouTube videos? I mean, besides this one, obviously. Anything that we should keep our eye out for?
There's one of our members who is a YouTuber, a small YouTuber. He's been recording his experiences on VRChat. He's been going through maps, sometimes it's Transformers related, sometimes it's not. So I don't remember his exact name, but I will say I've been in a couple of his videos. There was a couple of videos where it's literally just me and him exploring a whole map. So yeah, I'd say it's a pretty astounding yes. I've been a part of other small projects, so nothing too big.
And you're also a part of now one of my videos as well. Maybe some more in the future if our paths cross again. Now we're going to sort of step out of VRChat for this question. Do you own any sort of like Transformers merchandise in real life, like any of the toys or anything like that? Anything cool you want to share with us?
Actually, I own quite a variety of figures. I typically, I'll start off with some of the big ones. I own the Lego Optimus Prime set, along with an oversized Masterpiece MP10. It's basically Masterpiece Optimus Prime, except way bigger. I own the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime figure, along with a Nemesis Prime third-party figure of that exact same figure. It's made out of die-cast metal, I believe. Me and my father own multiple IDW. Actually, not all of them are IDW, but we own multiple Fury model kits of Transformers: Starscream, Megatron, IDW Megatron, G1 Optimus. We got Bumblebee as well, IDW Hot Rod, and he is currently building Windblade, and he has yet to build Devastator at the moment. My dad owns the Combiner Wars Devastator collection. He owns that as well. We recently ordered a third-party figure from Magic Square. I ordered a Megatron and the Stunticon collections. I'd say that's the majority, if we were to go into details, we'd be here for quite a while, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But that's some of the big ones, I'd say.
Yeah, wow, that is I'm more impressed you got the Lego Optimus Prime. I've been wanting to get that for a long while, actually. I should have got it. It was on. I went into a store the other day. It was on sale. I should have got it, but I didn't. That literally puts my collection to shame.
Yeah, we all grow our collection. I'm sure you'll find some figures that are better than mine.
Yeah, I mean, so far I've got an MP Soundwave. I have a Transformers Legacy Galvatron. It's not real. It's not real. It's a knockoff. I wish it was real.
Well, a knockoff better than nothing. I only have 2 Soundwave, again, the Magic Square third party, along with the War for Cybertron Chat Netflix show figure. I do own every single cassette you can fit in that figure, even the ones that don't belong to Soundwave.
See, I wanted to get, for MP Soundwave, there's a pack you can get that has Ravage and Rumble and Frenzy in it, and I wanted to get that because I've got Laserbeak. I just don't have what is going on well. I've got Laserbeak. I just don't have, any of the other miniguns. So, if there was something you wanted to see Transformers related on VRChat happen, what would that be? Because I've noticed that a lot of the Transformers VRChat worlds are quite barren. The only popular one really seems to be Bios.
Unfortunately, that's true for most franchise on VRChat. VRChat, while it has quite a variety of players, not all of them are Transformers fans or any other fans of franchises. And if I had there's one thing, I'd say quite a variety of VRChat users are what is commonly known as e-girls/boys. And pretty much the best way to describe their experiences is they sit in a mirror, and that's it. That's literally it. They sit in a mirror, and that's about it.
Yeah, I've noticed on bios, I do that a lot. I sit in front of the mirror on there, and I don't know why. I don't know what's so fascinating about sitting in front of a mirror, just staring at yourself. I think it's quite a weird experience, just seeing someone but yourself look back at you in a mirror. It's quite odd to see.
It's very strange. I do it too, but here's the thing: at least you, let's say for you and I, if we were sitting in front of a mirror, we'd be talking, we'd be having a conversation. To my experiences, these e-girls/boys, they go to a public world, they sit in the mirror, and they just sit there and just virtually hug each other.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
They don't have a conversation. They're just there. No, they do nothing. They just sit there.
I mean, do whatever makes you happy, I suppose. If that makes you happy, go ahead.
Fair enough.
So I've got one last question for you, just to wrap up this interview. You've been awesome to sit and talk to. So this one is more of just like, honestly, I threw this in here. I don't know if this is a stupid question, but if there was someone wanting to get involved in sort of the online Transformers community with VRChat and your Discord server, for example, where would you point them? What direction would you put them in first to get started?
Well, it depends on what they're interested in, but if mostly just like in general, we're talking like the basic avatars, other Transformers fan they'd like to be, I'd say I just point them to the server. I point them to the server and have them slowly introduce themselves to the members, because it's a Transformers server. You're bound to have some Transformers fans in there. And the members can point them to the avatar words that are most frequently used by other Transformers fans.
Yeah, that's pretty solid advice. Honestly, I didn't expect a full response from that question, because it was just one that I was like, yeah, okay, we'll throw that one in there. But anyway, that is all the questions I have for you. Thank you very much, Mr. McGee. You have been very great to sit and talk to. Everybody watching, make sure you join the Transformers Universe Discord server. The link will be down below in the description. But yeah, again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for talking to me.
Go on. Pleasure working with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much again, Mr. McGee, for your time and everything. Now, we're going to be heading down to Jasper, Nevada to have a word with Mr. Optimus Prime. Alright, so welcome to the, I don't know what interview this is in the thing, but this is my 4th interview of tonight. Here we have Golden Gamer YT, also known as, Optimus Prime. And, so, Prime, do you want to introduce yourself and a little bit what you do?
Hello, I am Optimus Prime, and, well, a lot of the things I like to do is do a lot of YouTube, as what he does. Bit of a smaller YouTuber. I do a lot of doing games, and I'm going to start doing a lot more VR now that I have a lot more capabilities to do so.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us, Prime. So, your YouTube channel, is it the same? It's the same as your username, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Just without the underscore and without the YT.
Alright, well, I will
So
give...
it's Golden Gamer.
Alright, I'll give you a sub, and then, what we'll do is we'll leave your, link down below in the description so people can go over and check out your stuff. I've got a few questions here for you, as you know. And basically that's about it. You also mentioned that you play football. How good are you like Ronaldo
Yes.
level, or?
No, not that kind of football. I'm meaning like.
Oh, I forgot you're American, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, yeah, there's the difference. Okay, so I don't know any American football players. Michael Jordan? No, that's a basketball player. I don't know. Are you good?
I'm alright. I'm starting out. Unfortunately, I will not be the starter for my team this year, but hopefully I will get to be a starter for my team in the near future.
Okay, yeah, hopefully everything goes well for you there. So the first question obviously is, I've asked this to everybody, this is the first question I ask. When did you become a Transformers fan?
I've honestly been a Transformers fan since I was very small. I've been a Transformers fan all of my life. Since I first saw the Michael Bay movie, 2007, a few years after it was released. It was I found that my love of Transformers started there.
I think that's where most people of sort of the early 2000s and stuff, that's where they found their love for Transformers, with obviously the Michael Bay movies. It's like the most popular, accessible way back then, really. Obviously, yeah, like my personal first experience with Transformers was Transformers Animated, from 2005, I believe it was. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's interesting. So obviously, then my next question would be, how long have you been playing VRChat?
I've been playing VRChat for, I believe, about 2-3 years.
Oh wow, okay. So quite experienced. Been around a bit. So okay, that leads me on to my next question then, because obviously you've been playing VRChat for quite a long time. When did you start getting involved with the sort of Transformers side of VRChat, and has it changed from 3 years ago till sort of today?
It definitely has changed till today. I didn't start getting a lot into the Transformers side of things because I hadn't found many people who were as into Transformers as I had originally expected. But more recently, I came across a lot more people that were a lot more into Transformers than a lot of the player base of VRChat.
Right. Okay. So what was it like getting into it then? Like how did you start? Did you just like come across Transformers World one day, or?
I think that's exactly how it went. I think I was just browsing around. I think my first ever Transformers world that I had gone onto was one of the most popular in the Transformers G1 world, with a lot of the avatars that you could also find there.
I'm assuming that's Bio's G1 Avatar world we're on about here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's from everyone I've spoken to and from my own personal experience. That is the general consensus. That is where everybody finds their start. For me personally, when I got VRChat, I just typed up Transformers and clicked on the one with the highest player count, which was obviously Bios. And yeah, that's how I came to start getting into it. Okay, well, we're gonna move on to the next question. Why choose Transformers Prime Optimus as your main as your the character you always sort of portray?
Personally, of when I first came across the Transformers Prime series, I know I might sound basic, very basic when it comes to this, but he was my favorite character when I first saw the show, and the many times I've rewatched it and continue to rewatch it because of how good of the show it was. He quickly grew on to me as one of my favorite characters. And when I originally saw once all the seasons in the movie came out, when I watched all of them, I really enjoyed watching his character development, and it was a lot of a different version than it was of the Bayverse, where he was especially today's Bayverse, as in what was it, the third Bayverse movie? I think it was Age of Extinction. No, that's whatever the third Bayverse movie was.
Dark of the Moon.
I forgot the name of it. Yeah, Dark of the Moon. Thank you. When I had seen Bayverse and, as people call it, Primeverse, are a lot different. Bayverse is a lot more ruthless, to say the least.
Yeah.
Shooting Sentinel in the face twice and brutally murdering Megatron after he had just saved his life. That really put a tie on. This version of Optimus is a lot more reasonable instead of going straight to killing every possible being in front of me. I enjoyed how wholesome the character was throughout the series. And when I saw his death in the end of going into season 3, and what happened to what he did to sacrifice himself at the end of Predacons Rising, that hit both of those were very peaks I liked about his development throughout the series.
Yeah, no, that's always something that many studios and stuff have gotten wrong with Optimus Prime, like especially with the Bayverse films. He's not a brutal murderer. He's a calm and wise and strong leader, and he will kill, but he doesn't take pleasure in it like the Bayverse films would have you think.
Yeah, he doesn't usually kill unless there's no other option.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, which a lot of the studios get wrong, especially with the Michael Bay films. But moving on from that, one of my things was can you do Optimus Prime's voice for us now? But you've been in character this whole time, which is a massive props to you. But could you do like a quote or like an iconic line from Transformers Prime for us?
If I can remember a one that I can fully remember without thinking, it's completely said differently. Above all, do not lament my absence, for in my spark, I know that this is not the end, but merely a new beginning. Simply put, another transformation. While this may very well mark the end of the Age of Primes, leadership may be earned with or without the Matrix. How was that?
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty well done. Well done, Optimus. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, man. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So that obviously, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get the answer to this next question. Just by the way you dress. But what's your favorite type of Transformers media? You know, like movies, TV shows, games. What you know?
I personally enjoy a lot of the TV shows.
Which ones? Like, which ones are your favorite?
Between the ones that I've seen and the ones that I am currently watching, which are Transformers Animated, obviously Transformers Prime. I found Cyberverse I enjoyed it somewhat. I
Okay.
did particularly enjoy one of the games, the Fall of Cybertron games. I did enjoy those.
Oh yeah. What about, for example, Transformers War for Cybertron series, like the Netflix series? Have you seen that, or?
I've seen some of it. I've been working on watching it. I do enjoy the series, and I'm hoping that more can be done to make it an even better series.
Well, it's completely finished now. It was only a trilogy. So there's the 3 seasons of it. Yeah, unfortunately, I really enjoyed it as well. It was a very good series. It was basically a more modern, adult-styled, like dark. It has a lot of dark themes, but it's for a more mature audience, and it feels like Generation 1, but more mature and with a lot more darker themes, which personally I really like.
I can agree.
So, moving on to my next question is, so you mentioned that you're a small YouTuber. I was just wondering how small of a YouTuber you are, and like what aspirations do you have for your channel, and like where do you want to take your content?
Currently, it's not a super small, but it's smaller than quite a few of the YouTubers out today. I have currently 110 subscribers from what I last checked earlier today.
Okay.
And I'm hoping I can take my channel from that just by doing the videos that I have been and the shorts that I've done, which I was busy for a while, so that's all I could really put out, which is a main reason why I haven't had a whole lot of growth recently.
Yeah.
But now I am hoping that with doing a lot more of this, especially with VR, I can take my channel to even higher and hopefully bring myself eventually to the 500 subscriber mark and then to 1,000 and beyond.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good goals. How long have you been doing YouTube for? How long have you had your channel?
This channel, I originally started it back in 2020, and then I had lost it, and then I hadn't started a new one until... Actually, no, I didn't start a new one, then I ended up recovering the old channel, but I lost almost everything on it, except for one video that did not do well whatsoever, so I had to restart my channel from scratch. Which it is definitely arisen from what it had been.
Hopefully, you know, with your channel as it is now, you can hopefully build your way up. And yeah, I know it's like starting at the bottom. I mean, I'm still at the bottom. You know, I don't have a big subscriber count. I've been stuck at 380 for like 6 months to a year, so it's hard, but you know, you'll get there. You know, we'll all get there eventually, hopefully. Fingers crossed. How is being involved in the Transformers side of VR chat impacted your overall experience? So like, has your experience with VR chat been mostly positive, or and is that purely because of Transformers, or is there like other factors like in that?
A lot of it. There is definitely very positive parts of VR chat, especially the Transformers community. I can't disconnect it, but definitely it has changed my VR chat experience positively, because in the past there's been a lot of people who are on certain worlds that are just downright disrespectful and act like complete and total fools.
Right.
Acting like they think they run the entirety of the... thinking they run everything.
Yeah.
And so on.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, like I say, you have been around VR chat for quite some time, so I can imagine it's you've had quite a many different instances and circumstances and run-ins with people over the many years you've played this game. But is there any like memorable experiences that you've had on this game, like where you've had a lot of fun, made friends, what anything like that?
Definitely when it comes to most recently, as you also know, the Transformers community. Definitely, I've made plenty of friends. We've done a lot of very fun events and just having a great time hanging out with one another and getting to know each other more better. And it's just a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I've like I said, I'm relatively new to the whole VR chat. I mean, I've been playing it for what, like 2 weeks. Transformers, I've been playing the VR chat Transformers stuff for about 2 weeks as well, and every single experience I've had so far has been absolutely positive. It's honestly been really fun. So no, yeah, no, like I say, thank you for sharing, your experience with it. So do you do any Transformers related projects outside of VR chat? So obviously you do, you can do quite a good Optimus Prime voice. Have you lent your voice to any projects or anything?
Not yet. I'm hoping I can do that in the future. But for right now, I do a little bit of stop motion. But that's really about it outside of VR chat. But I
Okay.
hopefully can take my voice to a new level.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've I haven't done stop motion for quite some time. I used to do it a lot when I was a kid. I might actually take a stab at that at some point. Actually, doing some stop motion. It's quite fun. I got quite a few figures that I could work with, so that could be something I could do. So in terms of that, then with the stop motion, do you use like Transformers figures and things like that to do it with, or
Yes, I use Transformers figures.
which ones do you normally use?
I've had a few for a while that I'm starting to use, but I'm trying to get more of a collection of the figures that I can use to build more of a story around it.
Mm-hmm.
Build more of a story with the stop motion, and eventually when I get higher equipment, I can implement voices and I can do a lot more editing.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
make it seem like a true stop motion like you see some on YouTube that are absolutely stunning. That you could tell people put a lot of time and work into.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen some really really good ones on YouTube. It's like I saw once that someone recreated the Decepticons versus Autobots battle from the 1986 movie. They've recreated the whole battle. Trust me, I don't know if you've seen it, but after this or later on or whatever, go to YouTube and find it. It's really good. They did a really good job with the animation.
I'll make sure to check that out.
But yeah. So honestly, I think that is about it. I do have one more question though, and if there is anything that you would like to see, as obviously you've been in Transformers VRChat for quite some time, is there anything you'd like to see happen? Like anything that you know, do you want to see more avatars being made, more Transformers hub worlds being made, things like that? Is it, you know, what would you like?
I would definitely like to see a lot more high quality avatars like I've seen, similar to this one that I'm using. It put a lot of details into him. One of my favorite abilities that this one can do, as you can see the Matrix, you can hide the Star Saber, Battle Mask. He can also transform, but I'm not transforming currently. He has Blaster. I just would like to see a somewhat updated version of this where he can fire a lot of the weaponry he has and maybe a little bit taller, because this avatar is definitely on the, I don't know, what is my hands doing?
No, yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, some of the avatars that I've seen are incredible. I mean, this Jetfire that I'm using, I only have one problem with it, and that it is really, really short. But I mean, the fact that I can do this is
Ooh.
pretty awesome, and I can, you know, pull out a sword.
Hold up, one moment. I gotta readjust. Hold up. Ow.
Well, that's just in time. So we're gonna wrap this interview up now. So I want to thank you, Optimus, for your time and for being here, and for answering my questions and stuff. And yeah, I mean, till all are one, I suppose.
Till all are one. And I do indeed want to thank you for having me and taking time out of your day to be able to do this with me.
Not a problem. It's honestly, it's been good to have so many people take part in this, because it's really helped me see why people like being a part of this community, and it's nice to just get to know some more people who are in this community. So yeah, again, thank you very much, Optimus, for your time. And yeah, I hope everything goes well with your channel. Make sure to everyone look down in the link in the description and subscribe to Golden Gamer over here. And yeah, go spread the Autobot cheer. But yeah, again, thank you very much, Optimus. Thank you once again, Optimus Prime, and of course, till all are one. And now we move over to the Decepticon warship, still in Jasper, Nevada, to speak to a certain someone who is more of an observer rather than a talker. Hi, welcome to the next interview. Today I'm with the communications specialist, Soundwave, with the Decepticons. So Soundwave, do you wanna talk a little bit about yourself? There you go. That basically tells you all you need to know about Soundwave. So I've got a few questions for you. I mean, you sort of know what we're going through. So the first question is obviously, when did you become a Transformers fan? Yeah, these subtitles are going to be really useful.
Well, when I was a little younger, I ended up buying season one pack of Transformers Prime. Had like Unicron, the story and everything. The thing that really got me intrigued into it was mostly just the characters themselves, if anything. Just like the stories behind them, how they play along with the story, all that is what really got me intertwined.
So it's mostly just Transformers Prime that really got you into it at the start.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember watching Transformers Prime when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was just literally the only one I didn't even know what Transformers was. All I knew is that this dude was just like, I don't know, some dude that can turn into a truck. I'm talking about Optimus Prime.
Yeah. I
Imagine being in 3rd grade and uncultured.
Soundwave's being funny today. Okay, leading on to a second question then. When did you start playing VR chat?
I think it was like around 2021. It wasn't really like, I didn't start off like instantly in the Transformers community when going there. I was, not gonna lie, a big fan on FNAF at that time. I was going through a different phase. I'm getting off track.
You kind of basically answered my third question in that little summary of when you started taking part in Transformers, so we can move on to the fourth one. You might have even already answered the fourth question as well. So, like, why main Transformers Prime Soundwave?
Main reason it's not just like VRChat in general, because did you like to do a silly out-of-tone voice? No, it's more of what the character was like, and the thing he was mute of all things, which was what I was when I was like in freaking like young fives when I first started school. I wasn't very social or whatever. I was more of like, as he is, an observer, keep secrets, and just watch whatever. I don't know what to do. And when I kept on seeing him just being, well, him, I saw myself in that.
A lot of the answers to that question that I've been getting are very heartfelt and have meaning to them. I was honestly not expecting, for the most part, I was expecting he looks cool, like from a lot of people, but no, yeah. That's,
I can say yes, the design is cool, but that isn't my main reason.
no. It's, honestly, it's better having a reason that you like the character, that is more personal to you, rather than just being, he look funny, he look cool, you know?
He got tentacles.
Okay, yeah, put them away, it's not that sort of show. When I asked for a brief summary about you and stuff, you told me that you also main sort of Transformers animated Megatron, Transformers Prime Megatron, Galvatron, Unicron, Megatron, literally any Unicron you said, Buzzsaw G1, Transformers Prime Laserbeak, and Laserbeak G1. Why all those characters?
Most of them I just thought look cool, but also the characters mostly, and how they played into the story too. Like, for example, Unicron, from how they interpreted him with Primus. Primus was literally, I don't know, as they presented as God. I find it interesting when it comes to those type of characters, so I felt intrigued by that. As for Megatron, reason why I mostly liked him is mostly like he said, the Decepticon cause, for why I've seen like some of them mostly go for. This is mostly going for Transformers Prime, of course. How he was enslaved or whatever, and what he went through, and how literally all the Autobots interpret him as this greedy villain or whatever, when he really isn't. And what I find cool about it is that it's a villain that you don't really know about, but you have to just put the puzzle pieces together to understand what's really going on behind it. I will admit, they were right, he was insane.
Transformers Prime Megatron is probably one of my favorite cartoon characterizations of Megatron, purely because there's a lot more to his character. Like it talks about how he was a gladiator back on Cybertron, and how he, and like when Ratchet does the whole sort of history lesson, talking about Orion Pax and Megatron and stuff like that, and it's certainly interesting. But go on, what was you going to say about TFA Megatron?
TFA Megatron, I'm still kind of learning, but most of the main reasons is the way how he acts as a villain. I've seen, like I already said, Transformers Prime, he has his own reasons. For him, I don't know much about, besides just like, I want control. I want your money, I don't know, something. It's also the voice and how he was introduced in the first episode. He was menacing, if above all. It took an entire group to take him down at first.
Yeah.
Now that I downgraded, but still, I can't really think of much on Transformers animated Megatron because all I really like is the design, the voice, and the character.
Yeah.
What was the other ones I had? I had like freaking Buzzsaw and like both Transformers Prime and G1's Laserbeast. I like birds. I don't really have much to say on that. I just like bird. I like bird.
Can you bring out Laserbeak? Show him to us.
Oh, you mean this way?
There we go. There he is. How was it? Oh, hang on. Let me let's move the camera so we could get a good look at Laserbeak. It doesn't want to move. It doesn't. Okay, never mind. Well, Laserbeak's just oh, my arm's in the way. Laserbeak's just up there. there he is. You can just about see him above the TV. He's just gonna stand hover there menacingly now. So well, that's perfect because my next question was, can you do some other character voices for us? I think you just did one.
Oh no, that was just me trying to mock him, but let me see. Like I said, I do some of the characters like I've already stated, like, oh, where is he? Like Transformers animated Megatron, one of them.
Okay.
Rise of the Beasts, Unicron, it's a work in progress, but this is what I have. And Megatron, again, work in progress.
It's very good work in progress.
Yes, and of course, I don't really know Laserbeak or Buzzsaw that much, so I just gave them like
two boys. You know, just
Oh.
a little.
Oh yeah, that one. That's you were doing that yesterday when we was in the Bios world. You were a Buzzsaw.
yeah.
Okay, so next question is: can you share any sort of memorable moments and interactions with other people in the sort of Transformers community or any of these Transformers worlds and stuff, like, you know, in character or whatever?
I have a funny one at least. I remember second time joining into the one Transformers world everyone keeps on going in, the one you just mentioned. I remember going there as this Soundwave, not knowing what I was going into. I walk in there, I go near the mirror, I turn around. And if you all know the meme where Transformers Prime Starscream was doing that weird dance, he was doing that while listening to, what was it called? Evil Grows or something like that, I forgot. Evil Grows.
The one from the Sonic movie.
Yeah, well, it's not from them, but yeah, pretty much. It's just freaking. And the worst part was I was sitting down right behind him. So yeah, it's always fun when you get a little Starscream ass in your face. No.
Oh, that's funny. I've had that was really fun. There's a lot of fun people that go on that.
Yeah. And then there's always the downsides when there's toxics and sometimes here and there, but that's VRChat.
Yeah, that's just VRChat as a platform. It's not so much.
I just like had a break for when saying that. Just like, why am I saying that about the world? It's VRChat in general.
Yeah, it's like I haven't experienced much toxicity in that world. Usually any form of like, you know, what people would call bullying or whatever, it has been just banter between, like, you know, everyone's having a laugh and a joke and stuff. Like, I mean, the other day, a group of us were bullying a Starscream, calling him a femboy.
okay, I'm not trying to sound mean to many Starscream fans out there, but like, isn't that obvious though? I'm sorry, but like, have you seen what they did for Transformers Prime Starscream?
He's
No
just
hate on that, but like, am I wrong though? He literally does.
yeah.
Like, he just starts swinging his hips in one of the scenes. Like I said, he does that weird freaking dance, freaking.
Yeah, it's an odd design, but I like Transformers Prime Starscream. It's good design.
Yeah,
It's odd, but it's good.
I still like. Yeah. Again, I don't hate any designs on what I'm mentioning here. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Moving on. How has being a part of the Transformers VRChat community impacted your overall VRChat experience? You know.
Well, I'm always trying to get into more communities, but so far from what I have gotten from going back to it just recently, so yeah, that's a little bit of a surprise, I guess, but I don't know. It's been quite peaceful. I've been getting a lot more friends than what I did in other worlds and other communities. And they're not bad, just they're kind of small, a little small.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I've noticed that with you know the Transformers worlds and Bio's Avatar world, it's a lot more of a chill environment than a server, say like the Black Cat. And
Yeah.
I mean, I see people on there numerous times. It's not like a server like the Black Cat where you see someone once and then you will never see them again because they've gone.
Yeah.
I see people on bios like numerous times, and you get to know people, and it's a lot more of a tightly knit community, and it's quite nice to be a part of.
See, I would go to Black Cat, but well. My little computer can't handle me. If I go in there, it go boom.
Soundwave, you terrify me.
That's the point. I did not mean to play that before. It was laser beak.
So stepping outside of VRChat for a moment, what is like your favorite form of Transformers media?
I don't know much about it, but at least I can say that mostly on besides just VRChat, like you said, YouTube is one. I get bored, so I just look at random stuff. Sometimes shit posts or literally just theories I don't understand still. I'm very slow. Surprisingly.
How's that surprising?
You see, I would answer that, but I don't know how to.
Outside of VRChat, have you got any other, like, are you involved in any Transformers projects by people doing voice work or anything like that?
Nothing Transformers related, but more of just something opposite of that.
Do you want to talk about it, or is that
It's more of a
something?
different project? I mean, like, sure, if you want to, I don't really mind either way.
I don't mind. I'm asking, if there's anything you're doing.
Well, outside of Transformers that I do outside that is voice acting relating, and I'm trying to remember the game. It's a bendy fan game called Prey of the Machine. I am playing a character that is named Mr. Inkwell. For some of you maybe watching this, you may have seen it. Most people haven't.
That's quite interesting. So,
it's not that big.
okay, that's
It's not
actually
fan base, at
interesting.
least.
So, alright, what I'll do then is I'll find is there like you'll have to like send me like a link to the game page or something if there's a page for it, and I'll put it in
Yeah,
the
I'm doing it real quick.
Yeah, I'll put it in the link in the I'll put the link in the description of the video, so you can go and check out this Bendy fan game where Mr. Soundwave over here is voicing a character.
Just like how I do with Transformers Prime, I just pull the audio out of my ass. Why am I getting that already? Can you put that
That's staying in. That's staying in the edit. Okay, so we got one last question for you, and it's just like just a general like the Transformers, as we've like previously mentioned, Transformers on VRChat is quite small. The community is quite small. So I mean, you could probably see where I'm trying to go. But what would you like to see happen for the community on VRChat?
couple of things are possibly like expansion on like how many characters you're gonna have like in one thing, because like I know it's like most people are just whining for like this one character to be added most of the time. That's one thing I wish that could be fixed. Not gonna rush those avatar creators out there. We're doing good. Another one is probably like an actual Transformers hub that will be, I don't know, possibly recommended to those that are into that. Like it would be like our own like freaking Black Hat. I forgot what it's called, Black Hat's like lounge or whatever. At some point, the Transformers Prime Unicron.
Yeah, that sounds pretty. I mean, if I was a world maker, I would definitely get on making that Transformers hub. That's a really good idea. Because I mean, currently we kind of just use BIOS as the quote unquote hub. You know, but
There's not really like a main world that everyone goes to. I just know it's one that I usually go to.
yeah, I mean,
Big
BIOS is like the massive major one that most people do go to. Yeah, I mean, you look around, you type in Transformers on VRChat, and there's not a whole lot of options. And BIOS is cool, but it's like maybe if it was updated, like maybe if the creator of the map knew what it had become, and they expanded on it, that'd be quite awesome. See, I would make a joke and be like, make it not quest compatible, but the community is already small as it is. We can't afford to lose the questies.
Yeah.
You know, I would make that
they
joke.
don't add the questies. We need more people there because the Transformers community is, at this point, we don't really have a hub. We're literally just everywhere. Heck, I've even seen them in like FNAF servers.
Interesting. I remember I did see I saw an Optimus Prime in 7-Eleven. That was that's about as far as I've seen.
Soundwave sneaks into a Walmart at 3 a.m. while drinking the Among Us potion.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for that, Soundwave. All right. Well, that is it for the questions. So I just wanna thank you. I'm sitting in a chair. I just want to thank you, Soundwave, for your time. I'm sure Megatron is probably pissed at me for keeping you for so long. But yeah, is there any? Oh, he's dead. Okay. Is there any final words that you wanna leave off on?
I am under your bed.
Right. Well. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. And okay. Thank you, Soundwave. Thank you for everything. That was probably the funniest interview I've ever done. That was absolutely hilarious. Thank you for making me laugh so much. And now we move over to I don't know where, because this guy is a bit of a mystery. He says what he wants, does what he wants, and that is that. So let's go and speak to this guy. Hello and welcome to the one of the other interviews. We're in a different. Oh wait, hang on. I need to turn my fan off because. Welcome to one of the other interviews. Here I am with Raiden Prime 24. So if you just want to introduce yourself, like to the camera over there, and actually let's
Nobody.
we've got budget. There we go. We now have you now have your own camera.
Hi, I'm nobody.
Okay, well, you're a tough one because you don't main anyone. You're not a voice actor.
Yeah.
You're not an avatar or map creator, like some of the other people I've had. So, first of all, what is it that you do?
I just play VRChat, that's all I do.
Awesome. Okay. Alright, well, a lot of the question, you're going to have a lot less questions than some of the other people, then, obviously, because you don't do some of the stuff that they do. So, I can't ask you the same questions. What the fuck? Alright, okay. Alright, okay, so the first question, then, is, when did you become a Transformers fan?
I have no idea. I think it was like, I'm pretty sure it's been since like, I don't know, since I was 4, I think. Like,
Yeah.
actually, I think I know that because I think I'm going off of that because my first Transformer was Leader Class Movie Prime from Rise of the Fallen, so I'm going off of that.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, leading on to my second question then. When did you start playing VRChat? What the fuck?
Like 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Did you get a quest 4 weeks ago, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, I got my quest recently. I got mine about 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, that's...
Wait, why would you... Wait. Oh, I know what you're doing, never mind.
Eh? What was it? Go
I
on.
thought you like had 2 VR headsets.
No, I'm just
That's
using...
what you were saying.
I'm using my quest, via Oculus Link to the PC.
Yeah.
So I can do, because obviously the Quest is the cheapest alternative for a VR headset. So I just got the Quest, and then I just use the link cable, so I get the PC VR experience. Okay, so obviously you only started playing 4 weeks ago, but when did you start playing on Transformers servers? Because obviously I met you through Bio's G1 Avatar World.
Yeah.
So
I honestly don't. I started out. I think maybe it's all a blur. I'm not sure. I think.
Okay.
I think all I did was search Transformers in the search thing and just went to that world randomly, and now it's the main Transformers world that I go to.
That's exactly what I did. Yeah, I just searched Transformers, clicked on the most populated one, which was Bios, and then yeah, that's where I always go now as well. Okay then. Well, because obviously you go to Bios and stuff. Is there any memorable experiences or interactions with other players that you've had in that world or any other world, Transformers related, obviously?
So, you know, Pudis, who was always Soundwave.
Yeah, Pudis, yeah.
I frequently become Rumble and hide in his chest.
I think I've seen you. I've seen you be his minicon. Yeah. It's interesting how there's like because I was saying this with I had Soundwave on here previously, and we was talking about Bios and how it's such a Transformers on VRChat is quite small, and Bios, the community, there's not that many people that go on there, but basically you could say someone, and I've definitely probably seen them on there or hung out with them, or even have them as a friend.
That's true. In fact, I think I met the owner of the Discord server. I met him through the world.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah, he came up to me and was like, "Do you want to join our Discord server?" And at the time, that was I think that was the first time I went on that on Bios G1. So I was mute because I was not comfortable speaking, and I didn't have the voice changer set up. So I was just I just nodded my head and did the whole thumbs up and everything like that. And yeah, like I say, I joined that Discord server, and it's funny how many people that visit bios are actually in that server. They've managed to sort of galvanize quite a few people. Your arm's tweaking.
Yeah, sharp shot's shoulder pad is so huge I can barely see you.
Yeah, Jetfire's arms are quite big
And
as
I'll have
well.
to... Hang on. I'll switch to Jazz real quick.
See, that is the benefit, people, of not maining a character, because you're able
There
to
we
just
go.
switch like that. You know?
Yeah.
I've literally named this show after Jetfire because that's who I main, so it's like, if I just, I don't know, wanted to fucking switch to, like, I don't know, Barricade or something right now, I couldn't exactly do that. But, okay, so you've only been on VRChat for 4 weeks, so I'm gonna sort of change this question a little bit then, because from someone who's also very new to the game, what has your experience been like on VRChat as a whole? Like in terms of
Very
like
fun.
very fun. What is so like
I've been on it
interactions?
literally every day.
Yeah, no, it's basically so have I. But have you visited like any other servers, like except for bios, like the Black Cat or
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah? What's it been like on there? Have
I
you
visited
noticed?
very like community eccentric worlds like Sonic the Hedgehog and Five Nights at Freddy's like that.
Mm-hmm. And
like,
how's
people with interest do stuff there.
I've noticed that
I don't know what I'm saying.
I've noticed that worlds that are very community orientated, such as BIOS and some Sonic worlds and whatever, they're a lot more chill than something like the Black Cat or Hotel Morningstar, where it's like you get anyone of any sort of community or fan base or whatever going on there, and and then occasionally, because they're the most popular worlds, you'll also get the trolls and the annoying kids and things like that. Have you experienced any of that on any of the worlds?
Trolls, not really. Annoying kids, a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But I just mute and block them, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, there's been a couple of kids on BIOS which I've noticed, but they've been quite funny. Like, they haven't been much of an issue. They've just been kids being kids and being stupid, and it's been quite hilarious to sit and observe.
Actually, one thing I like to do is I like to wear avatars that are like that aren't eccentric to the community world that I'm in, and see if others recognize it. Like, for example, am I saying correctly?
You're kind of
I like to wear
floating.
this one.
That's like Tails, but foxy.
I can see that. Yeah, I like to wear this one when I'm in the either Sonic World or FNAF World. To see if anyone like recognizes it.
That is honestly a weird design, and I've never seen that before in my life. I'm looking at the preview on here, and you're just like dashing in and out of frame. It's quite funny. So, from what I can tell, then you're a Sonic fan.
Yes.
I am also a. You might I don't know if you've seen my bio. You might have also noticed I'm a Sonic fan.
I've noticed.
Yeah. So what's going off topic of Transformers here? This is supposed to be a Transformers thing, but we'll get back to that. I'm more curious about what your favorite Sonic game is right now.
Favorite Sonic game right now, Sonic Forces.
Are you get the fuck off my... You're joking, right? You're joking, right?
Listen, it's very underrated, and it was the first Sonic game I ever played, okay?
But it's Sonic Forces! My man!
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with Sonic Forces.
There are hundreds of hours of videos out there telling you that there is something wrong with Sonic Forces.
Well, I don't care.
Have you played Sonic Frontiers?
No, I've only played Sonic Forces, unfortunately.
You've only played Sonic Forces?
Excluding Sonic 1 and 2.
Okay. go out, buy a copy of Sonic Frontiers, come back here, and we will pick up this discussion later, because that will forever war. See, you probably think that Sonic Forces is a good game because you haven't got that much Sonic experience. You haven't played all the others. Like, I've
No, I
played.
just think it's a good game because it is a good game.
Oh, just wait until you've played the other ones. Just wait until you've played the other ones. You're gonna change your mind. Trust me. Trust me. Like I said, buy a copy of Sonic Frontiers. Buy a copy of Sonic Frontiers. It will change your life. Believe me. Okay, well, moving back to Transformers anyways. So, you said that mostly your experience on VRChat as a whole has been quite positive and fun. So, is that mostly because of the Transformers VR side of it, or is that because of, like, is that just in general with everything?
No, it's as a whole.
Okay, alright, that's cool. Slightly shifting now over to this next question. What is your, like, favorite? Now I haven't got very high hopes for this question, because you just said your favorite Sonic game is Sonic Forces, so I know your taste is dog shit. But but what is your favorite form?
Sonic 06 is okay. No.
Right. Okay. Now there's a thing with that. Project 06. Have you got a PC?
No.
Okay. Now on PC there is a you might have seen it. It's Project 06. Have you seen that?
I've never heard of it.
Okay, well, Project 06 basically is a fan restoration project of Sonic 06, which basically aims to eliminate all the bugs and glitches and problems with the game. And that is actually fun. It's actually fun now. So if you like, do you have a computer that you can access?
No.
Okay. Well, if you ever do get a computer, get it. It's actually fun. Anyway, we're getting off topic again. Anyway. Yeah, I haven't got a lot of high hopes for this one, but what is your favorite form of Transformers media?
We're talking like toys and shows and movies, or
Toys, shows, movies, yeah, like comics, anything like that.
For me, it's shows, movies, and toys. I never really got into the comics.
What's your favorite Transformers movie then?
Favorite movie right now is Age of Extinction. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
I'm starting to regret this whole interviewing Transformers fans video idea. This is a...
No!
Okay, alright, okay, because I'm curious, right, because curiosity killed the fucking cat, please tell me why it's your favorite.
Dinobots, the action. I don't give a shit about human characters really. Actually, no, I liked Cade. I think Cade's a good character.
Okay, that's, you know what? That's fair.
I don't care, like all the jokes. I don't give a shit about the whole Texas state of age of consent thing, wherever it was. I don't give a shit. Okay, I don't give a shit about the bad stuff.
Texas state of age of consent.
Isn't that what it was?
Yeah,
Texas
there was
law of something.
there was the
Juliet law.
yeah. Yeah, that was unnecessary completely in the movie. I don't know why they went ahead and did that. Okay. What's your favorite Transformers series then?
That's a hard one because there's a lot I haven't seen.
What have you seen?
I've seen some of G1, I've seen all of Prime, I've seen some of Rescue Bots, I've seen like a tiny bit of Cyberverse. I think that's it off the top of my head.
Okay, well the fact that you've seen a bit of G1 just brings it up, in my opinion. It just brings the whole scale up. Cyberverse I've never seen, so I can't quite give my opinion on Cyberverse. I don't quite know about that.
It's not terrible.
Rescue Bots, my little brother used to watch when he was younger, and the theme goes hard as fuck. So I'll give you that one.
That is true.
But yeah, and Prime is obviously Transformers Prime. Everyone knows that's like the golden standard of Transformers animation, basically at this point. Okay, interesting. So you said you like the toys as well. What do you have any of them?
I've got some right in front of me actually.
Oh, okay.
They're actually all of them are over there on a shelf. I've
Well,
got
I mean,
Armada
I
Prime and Overload.
I can't see them, so you'll have to.
You can visualize that.
I'll
Just
picture it.
visualize.
I'll
Imagine.
I'll
Picture it.
picture it. I'll
So,
picture it in
okay.
my mind.
Picture Armada Prime combined with Armada Overload. Okay.
Okay.
And then the ones over here, I've got 07 Bumblebee, Prime Soundwave, Studio Series Scourge from Rise of the Beast, and most recently, I just got this today. I got Legacy Blitzwing.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's yeah. That's interesting. Okay. So you got a decent amount then, and a nice little humble collection. Okay, so let's let me look at my script over here. When I say script, I keep making it sound like it's scripted. It's really not scripted. It's not scripted. It's I just have the questions written out because I
I'm
forget
not being
them.
held captive.
Yes, he doesn't have a gun put to his. Wait, hang on.
Somebody.
Yes, yeah, yes, he doesn't have a gun held to his head. What has this interview devolved into?
I have no idea.
Oh, wait, I need to get rid of my gun. Hold up, that's threatening. My agent told me I'm not allowed to threaten the guests anymore. So so you've been in VRChat for 4 weeks. You've been in the VRChat Transformers space for sort of roughly about the same amount of time. Is there anything that you want to see happen for Transformers in VRChat? Is there anything that you've noticed that you want changed, or is there anything new?
Mostly, it's just avatars I want to see made.
Yes. What would you like? What ones would you like?
I want a decent Age of Extinction Lockdown, IDW Springer, a better Tarn because there aren't many good ones. There's already a good Scourge. Let's see. A decent Age of Extinction Prime that's not huge.
Mm-hmm.
A good Last Night Megatron as well. There's a couple. Also, Whack. I don't know if you watch these videos. You need to fix Rise of the Darkspark Prime for Quest. I don't know if you watch this.
I can almost guarantee Whack will not watch this video. if you do watch this video, leave a comment. I won't just move my script. Leave a comment if you did.
let us know.
But yeah, no, I completely agree. They need some more avatars. I personally want a new Jetfire because there's only 2 Jetfires. There's the one that I'm currently wearing, and then there's a very tall one, and it's like I need something balanced in the middle, you know. Like, I mean, as sat at this desk, I feel tiny. And then, right, let me do this real quick, right? Let me. We're going off topic a little bit here. Well, not really, but we're going off a little bit, right? And then we go to this one, which is just fucking ginormous, right? And then I sit in this chair and like, honestly, like in the preview, you can just see. In the preview window, you just see my nut. What advice would you give to someone wanting to get involved with the whole like Transformers VRChat thing? Is there anything that you tell them to do? Anywhere you tell them to go? Things like that.
I guess just get a quest.
Okay.
So I did.
Get a quest. You heard it from him. Get a quest. Don't get a quest. No one likes questies. I don't like you.
Damn it, I didn't mean to do that.
I find it funny how you just like. I find it funny how you just went like that.
Just leave.
It was funny how you went like that to the camera, and then when I said that, you just went and just darted your head straight over at me. You were like, And I can't say anything. I've got a quest, but you know, yeah. And obviously, now I've got to ask this question because you don't main a certain character, so it's not obvious. But who is your favorite Transformer?
Like in general, or the ones that I have in my
Just in general, like who is your favorite?
IDW Springer.
IDW Springer. Okay, interesting. Why IDW Springer?
Well, read the comics to find out.
Cool. So I have to sift through hundreds of volumes just to find out why IDW Springer is this guy's favorite.
No, it's only 3 comics. It's only 3 comics that he's in.
Oh, okay. 3 comics. That's absolutely fine then. All right. Well, thank you, Raiden. That's all I got. That's all we got today. You've been a hell of a guest. So thank you very much for coming on. And yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So there we are. You've seen all the interviews. You've heard from them what they feel and what they think. That is what Transformers in VR chat means to people, and it was something that I wanted to discover and something that I wanted to figure out why people enjoy playing. And yeah, I play myself, so I could easily just figure it out myself. But it's something that hearing it from other people and their reasonings for the things that they do is. It's just something special. It's just nice to hear what they feel and they think, you know? Transformers VRChat is amazing. If you are a Transformers fan and you have a VR, just put the two together and come and join us on some of these amazing worlds. By the way, literally probably only one world, and it's literally Bios. Bios is like the best objectively, so just, you know, just come and join us there. It's quite fun. But yeah, I want to thank you all for watching. And I want to thank you all, everybody, for the support recently. And of course, I want to give a massive thank you to the 4 people that had been honestly amazing to talk to and amazing to, you know, give up time of their day to come and sit and talk to me about Transformers and VR chat and all that crap. So again, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching the Cybertronian talks with Jetfire. If you guys want another episode of this, then please let us know down below, and I'll make another episode and we can find another topic to discuss in Cybertronian talks. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in another one. Adios.